Spiffing a pancake, just cinnamon and to
Little bit of smoke in the pancake, yeah.
smoke the pancake, and you just grab a hubba and you just fucking, you just fuck her.
You a fucking nutter?
You're just a big fuck cake, so, you stray my lover, and you're nutting,
You fucking nutter. You fucking nutter, you.
you nut her, you just nut her, and then you keep nutting on her, and then one day you have fucking little white coming crawling around crawling around the flat. I forgot how they say apartment.
Alright.
I was like, how do they say apartment flat? And you had just said it.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to another episode of Afternoon
Oh yeah, we live. Sorry.
We got one mic, one day,
One day.
one life, one love,
One blunt.
one blunt,
One cup of tea.
one cup of tea. Blunt is being lit. He's
It's good
here.
tea.
It's good tea?
Good tea.
Let me see, I gotta take a sip.
Take a
The
sip.
ginger in a while.
Oh, ginger's good. It's a little spicy, but like a little ting of spice if you don't drink it much.
Like you take a good shit after it. Like it's like
You feel good. I don't know about shitting, but
I
yeah.
don't know. When I would drink kombucha.
But I'll let you know about this one.
Kombucha. I liked it because like when I take a shit,
Yeah.
I felt like the shit was like a soda. It was like, I was like, oh shit,
Hey, yo.
this is actually working.
Shit, I'm gonna drink my shit now.
Yeah. And then I bottled up the shit and I sold it. Vitamin water. Try it.
Oh my
god. So yeah, man. He's gonna share a little bit about his life. Tell me. Let's start from the beginning.
Oh, word?
What is
I haven't
We
done
got
a
some time,
podcast in a while.
It's
I mean, I ain't going nowhere.
all right. We chill.
I'm pretty sure like 10 people already stopped listening. So
It's not live, bro.
no, I know, but they probably press pause on the thing. They're like,
Don't plus pause.
"It's fucking people. The British invasion on my fucking speakers."
Yeah, bro. It's all yeah.
No,
The British invasion of this big. Yeah, tell me about it.
Yeah, man. So I go by one day, but my real name is Eric. Still a good amount of people call me Eric. And then my girl calls me Daddy, but that's another story.
Ow! I gotta get the sound effects. I'll post.
That's what I used to do. I used to do the sound effects on another show. Anyways, but where do I begin? I don't know. You gotta ask me questions. I don't know how to
Tell me
talk about myself.
Like your early life. Where are you from?
Okay, I was born and raised in Englewood, New Jersey, Bergen County. Born and raised out there. Grew up there. Family, first generation American. My parents, they met at English speaking school, night school. My dad had just migrated from Alaska to New Jersey. My dad is the youngest of 10, and then one of his brothers was living in New Jersey, but I guess Alaska at that time, or maybe still is a great starting point for immigrants because I guess they don't really check, or like
in Alaska,
like immigration is like low key out there. So I guess like from there, he moved out to Jersey, and then he said I remember telling like within 2 months he started English speaking school. Then he met my mom there. And then he bagged her. He's like, "Yo, what's good, ma?"
Yeah.
Like literally, like, "What's good, ma?" Like, "What's good?" Like, you trying to go out? But he didn't speak like that. It was more. This was in Jersey. He had moved to Jersey. And then on their second date, my dad shot up the club, and then I was here 9 months later. So. Very beautiful story.
So
the second date they went on.
So you're saying your dad doesn't pull out?
He don't pull out for shit.
Yeah.
What else?
Was it a love thing or was it a?
It wasn't love.
Or does your dad just have a breeding kink?
I guess so.
Right.
I mean, he only had two kids.
You're here now.
He had me and my sister. But with having me, the generation of that time is, all right, you got her pregnant, so now you got to marry her. So he got involved with someone he barely got to know. You know what I'm saying? Like, they just started going out. Literally, it was the second date, and then by the third date, she told him that she was pregnant. So
damn.
So they had to. So it was like a little forced into like getting to know each other and like seeing if their relationship could work out, which it did. It lasted like 10 years. Got divorced, but still grew up in Englewood. At that time, Englewood was very, very. Excuse me. I might burp at any moment.
It's all good.
Throughout this whole
It's all
podcast,
good.
a few burps here and there. Very urban, very, how would I say it? Just, highly black and Latino populated area. Now Englewood is transformed a lot. Now it's, people with money really wants to move it. Even though Englewood is famous for being the city that Eddie Murphy's lived throughout the whole time that Eddie Murphy was lit. Eddie Murphy lived in Englewood, but in Englewood,
Really?
Englewood is divided by the railroad tracks, which is on one side is very high end, on the other side is very low end.
Englewood Cliffs.
Englewood, but it's still considered Englewood,
Yeah.
which is weird. Englewood Cliffs is then like more towards the bridge. But anyways, Englewood's famous for that. Englewood's famous for John Travolta. Englewood's famous for the Sugar Hill Gang. Considered the first commercial hip hop song ever. Came out of Englewood, New Jersey. Sarah Jessica Parker is from Englewood. And Brooke Shields. Those are the famous Englewoodians. The biggest one is John Travolta. And then, grew up in Englewood. Very, very diverse. Grew up with a lot of, black, a lot of Latinos from different countries, Dominican, Mexican, Ecuadorian. My father's Colombian, my mother's Guatemalan. It's a mess, you know what I'm saying? Where do I go from there?
So how did you get involved with the music?
The music, my
Like,
father.
what were your early the transition? You're a young boy. In
Well, I
Englewood.
was first very into sports.
Okay.
Very heavy into sports. Yes, I'll take more tea. My sports was coming up was soccer, basketball, soccer, and baseball. And I swore by the time I was in 8th grade, I swore I was going to NBA. I thought nobody could tell me no, like, you're not going to go.
Yeah.
And they would tell me no, I'd be like, okay, yeah, whatever you say, I'm going to go to the NBA. Like, but I never realized how hard that was at that time. So as I got older, by the time I got into 9th grade, I noticed I was the shortest kid on the team, and I didn't even make the basketball team because I was so short. Everybody else, other freshmen were like 6'2", 6'3". Freshman year of high school, I was only 5'7", 5'6". Now I'm 6 feet tall, but I still haven't grew at that point. Then heavy into soccer, heavy into baseball. And at that time, while growing up, doing all that shit, my dad was heavy into music, but my dad was a truck driver. He was but he would always play music, like always.
What kind of albums?
Oh, everything, bro. My dad was very diverse. I credit my dad a lot to my musical taste, and I do the same for my son now. So for my son, I do what he did to me, which is a lot of variety. It would be Motown 1 second, the next is Fania All Stars, which is like all the Celia Cruz and Tito Puente and fucking Hector Lavoe, and then he would go into Stevie Wonder and fucking Sammy Davis, and then go into the Bee Gees, and then go into ABBA, and then it was just everywhere. Michael Jackson, very diverse. So at that time while I'm playing sports, I just always had a natural love for music due to just being played at my house all the time. Then to where music started getting more serious is that I was still in high school a big baseball player. I was very big in baseball. Like newspaper editors would come out and watch me play, and then write articles about me because I was pretty talented. And I was like, as a sophomore, I was a varsity on the captain as a sophomore for my high school team.
So you're like multi-sports now.
I was multi-sport, but then as a freshman in high school, I let go of my dreams of basketball, and I said, okay, if I can't do basketball, I know I could do MLB. I can go to baseball. Let me do baseball. So I just solely focused on baseball. I let go of soccer. I let go of basketball. I was a little football, but not much. But then baseball was all year round.
Yeah.
Spring, summer, winter, fall. In the winter, in Jersey, there are indoor baseball arenas for kids. did that. But at the same time, I don't know. I'm trying to remember. At the same time, I was learning. DJing was big, like getting to a big point. Like I loved to party. I was very social. I had to be. I had to be the popular kid. Like I was such a nerd at the same time. Like I kind of like broke that barrier of like being a nerd, jock, nerd, cool. Yeah. Like I was a cool nerdy jock. Like I was very smart. I love history. I love very into science at that time. But I was very jockey. But I was super cool. Like I never had a clique. Like I've always at lunch there was tables and each table was a different clique, and I was the one of very few kids where I can sit at any table and just have a conversation with people. You know what I'm saying? And being cool and like making other people feel quote unquote cool. But I was just. No, I just didn't limit myself in a way. So, we're still getting to the music part. So then, so the sports and the music. The reason why sports is so relevant to the music story is because it fed the ambition to want to be the best you can be. And then while I'm doing baseball, I'm going to a lot of house parties. A lot of like breaking walls and stuff, like because the girls are grinding on me. Like mind you, I'm 16, like being a little thought. You know what I mean? I was thought. I was thotty junior. So then during the house parties, I always saw how my friends would react to a song or something, and I thought that was so cool. Like, oh, this guy put this song on, and then like everybody's going crazy. Like,
what were the bangers around this time?
Oh, this is the time when like reggaeton was popping. Oh yeah, reggaeton was coming out. So like Don Omar, Daddy Yankee, Dipset, Joel Santana.
When Ballin' would hit the fucking.
Before Ballin', like still like Dipset anthem, fucking Joel Santana kind of was making noise, but Jay-Z, fucking Mace, Diddy. It was that early 2000. Nelly, Ashanti, Ja Rule.
I always loved Dipset's like presence in New Jersey. It's always been different. Like Jay-Z is like a conglomerate.
Yeah.
But Dipset had like the Dip Shack in downtown Patterson.
Okay, I didn't know that.
Yeah, it was Dipset.
Dip Shack?
Dip Shack.
What is? You've always been in Patterson?
For the majority of my life, yeah.
Okay. And what was the Dip Shack? It was just like a store?
Yeah, it was like just a clothing store, Jim Jones.
Oh, okay.
It was like a future store, but with like Dipset. And it was weird. A lot of the, I feel like Jadakiss has a huge presence out here that he doesn't really, like he has it in like, obviously like YO and like New York. But Jadakiss' like presence, like he is like, I would put Jadakiss in the top, he's definitely top 5 dead or alive. And I'm like not even talking about rap.
Yeah.
I'm talking about like the Beatles. Like Jadakiss is like
you see him big.
Yeah. What's it called? Yeah, Jadakiss, like he has like just these. The best of Jadakiss mixtape by DJ Biggs is I would put it maybe over Rubber Soul.
Damn.
Yeah, it's just verses, but the way that man rhymes has been like insane.
Jadakiss is definitely he's a treasure to hip hop. He's not an artist that I would like have to play in my car, but I appreciate him a lot.
The verses against Dipset was like probably one of the.
And the verses definitely put him in a place in my own catalog, especially I'm pretty sure in a lot of people's catalog. That was like, okay, I cannot sleep on this man because this man has delivered a lot of great verses. The flow is crazy. His voice is unique, which makes him, gets him out of the others. You know what I mean? You could pick him out of other people by the tone of his voice and stuff and the laugh and shit. So yeah, that time was heavy though. So that time of music, Jadakiss, Dipset, and then reggaeton too, Don Omar, fucking Daddy Yankee, Zeitoun Lennox. There was no Bad Bunny at that time. It was just Daddy Yankee, Don Omar, Wisin y Yandel, Zeitoun Lennox, Evie Queen, fucking Alexis y Fido. So all these songs are just taking over the clubs, taking over radio, and took over, my life as a teenager going to house parties. So then I was like, you know what, I would like to invest and start DJing a little bit as a hobby. And at that time, virtual DJ had came out. Which is like, today and age, like if you say you do virtual DJ, people laugh at you.
Nah,
but
virtual
at that
DJ
time,
is the joint, bro.
but at that time, virtual DJ was new, fresh. You just needed a computer. And I knew a lot of other people who were getting into DJing too and using virtual DJ. So I was like, cool. So I remember my dad let me borrow his 6 CD disc changer. And like, sorry, I'm just staring into space.
No, it's okay. It's okay. 6 CD discs.
And then his speakers that you had to connect through like gold wiring and stuff. And then you had to connect the RCA cables into auxiliary into my computer. And I started DJing my friends' house parties little by little. But at the same time, I'm in baseball. I'm like the captain of the baseball team. Like music, I never thought music would be a career. I thought it was just a fun thing to do.
Yeah.
So then senior year of high school comes, baseball. By senior year of high school, I'm getting letters from colleges to want to play baseball and recruit me. But my grades were horrible. So like I would have D1 colleges send me letters saying that they love me. They would wish they could recruit me, but they would suggest me to go to junior college to get my grades up. But I was so ignoramus at that time. I was like, what the fuck you mean junior college? Like, to me, I took it as in like,
you're not saying I'm the greatest?
Yeah, you're not good enough. You need to go fucking play this other school. And I was so ignorant. But I also had nobody. I had no mentor, really. I was doing everything off the cuff. Everything just off experience. Literally trial and error.
Shout out to the LOX living off experience. It's just a little bit of a callback.
And then, so then I went to a few D2, a few D1, D3 schools, which is, if you don't know what D2, D3, D1 means.
This is Division 1
it's
football.
Just, yeah, that's like the big deal because all the pros come out of there. But D2, D3 is still considered collegiate athletics, but it's just not at a level where professionals are looking at you or whatever. So then I was so ignorant, and I just wanted to be able to show off to my friends that like I did go to college recruited. So instead of now, if I was talking to myself back then, now I'd be like, boy, you better go to that fucking junior college and get your fucking grades up, but still kill it in the junior college baseball team.
Yeah.
Then re-admit yourself to these D1 schools that want you, and you'll go to D1 school. But no, I didn't do that. Instead, I went to New Jersey City University on a D3 recruitment, and first year got hurt. I was like, man, fuck this. And then he was redshirting me. So then when he told me I'm not playing this year, but I get to play another year, all I kept thinking was, you telling me I got to stay school another fucking year after I'm done? But if I was really serious about, you need a lighter? If I was really serious about baseball or had the right focus, I would have done all of that. But I didn't. And I said, fuck this. The passion of wanting to be good at something was still in me. So I was like, fuck, I'm going to try to be a dope-ass DJ. See how far I could take it as a DJ. And shouts to Moms. Moms invested in some turntables for me. And I think I paid her back probably at least half of it through some gigs that I was just taking, like $100 gig there, free gig here, just to try to meet this person over there. And then just started DJing. And that was 2009, 2010. I want to say 2009, though. That's when she started go into serious mode about DJing. And then that's when, so I taught myself how to scratch, taught myself about vinyl, taught myself about Serato, got into Serato, because I was going to the clubs, and in the clubs it was just Serato's decks.
Yeah.
You just had Serato, like you can only do Serato CDJs or Serato turntables. Like, all right, I gotta learn what all these clubs are making you wanna DJ with. So, and that's where the music started. That's where music began. For my ignorance of not taking sports seriously, to, all right, let me try the music thing. And because again, remind you, I'm like quote unquote a popular kid. I have a lot of friends, people fuck with me, and so I was still going to parties, college parties, etc. Getting booked for like frat parties and shit. So, yeah, that's when the music shit took off. Sorry for the long ass answer.
No. Nah, this is cool. How would you say the development happened, like in terms of like when you were like learning to scratch and like doing it? Like, were you like studying other DJs?
Yeah, other DJs that I studied were 8-Track.
That was DJ 8-Track, bro.
Alex Sensation at that time was pretty big. Now I think he's trash. Alex Sensation. I would throw out shout outs to Yanni, DJ Yanni, DJ. There was a DJ Sinbad, R.I.P. I know he just died of recently. DJ Sinbad, he would DJ every Friday on Z100, and I was amazed at his mashups. Like, he would mash up a song, 2 top 40 songs together with the instrumental of the other one and the acapella of the other one, and I thought that was so fucking cool. To a point where I still do that shit today. So, yeah, so I lot of watch the videos of that. YouTube had just started watching a few videos of that, and yeah, and just started just developing myself and just taking as many gigs as possible and just growing and just learning and I knew after a certain point, I said, okay, I'm stuck in this realm of just like local shit. Local shit. So then in my head, I was already manifesting, all right, let me try to go into the music industry, because I think I had saw some interviews of DJs who were like working at like different record labels as a position in the record business. So so oddly enough, I had started also a job at a restaurant, and there's this girl, shouts to Iman, she was like, you know, this lady, Kim Osorio comes and eat at this restaurant all the time. And I had no idea who that was. And if anybody don't know Kim Osorio, she's actually the first female editor-in-chief for a hip-hop magazine. And she was the editor-in-chief of The Source magazine. And then she was like, yeah, she comes in all the time. Like, I was like, really? I was like, then that light bulb just clicked in my head. I was like, all right, maybe I should get like, this is my way in to get into this, to the scene or the music industry. And then literally I remember that night I went on Facebook and I just followed the Source magazine's Facebook page. And then on that page, somebody was writing like questionnaires and stuff like that. And nobody was responding but me. I was just the only one responding. And then I get a message, and rest in peace, Danny, man. He just passed away. Mad people passed away that I'm as I'm talking. He was like, hey, you're always responding to our messages. Like, I wanted to invite you to an interview for an internship. I was like, oh, shit. Like, that's crazy. Because the girl that told me about Kim Osorio told me she was going to hit up Kim for an internship. And I'm over here getting one by just being so responsive. Engaging in their Facebook page. I went and did the interview, and it was like 6 people. And they were like, okay, thank you, everybody. And then they were like, everybody can leave except Eric. And then everybody left. And then when everybody left, he goes, yeah, I want to hire you right off the spot, like right now. Like, I want to get you set up. And then I just started the Source I started at the Source Magazine's. I ended up doing the Source Magazine's Facebook page from me just engaging on their Facebook page. That's so crazy. Danny was trying to let go of the Facebook page because they didn't start one. He was like, let me find an intern. And then I guess I stumbled into his Facebook page by being so responsive. And then I started running the Facebook page. And then long story short, that's when I started interviewing. Then I was like, all right, let me start interviewing some up and coming artists. That was like 2011. And then that's where the development of where I am today with artists comes from, of just, all right, there's up and coming artists. I work at the Source magazine, and at this time, magazines are still hot. Like, blogs were kind of taking over.
Like Two Dope Boys.
Yeah, Two Dope Boys and Not Right. We're making noise, but not to the point where magazines weren't needed. Magazines were still huge. The Source magazine was still relevant. Like everybody still cared what the Source magazine cover was going to be for the month, etc. So that's when I interviewed. I was able to interview a few people. The biggest person I probably interviewed was probably King Los, who's now like. He's a very well-known rapper, very well-known like freestyle rapper, very well-known. He was just known as Los before, but then he changed his name because Fab used to be called Los too, Loso, and people would get confused. So yeah, that's where I am. So that's like my beginning of the development of like, all right, I'm DJing, but what else can I do? Since I'm in this DJ world, so like, then we get involved in the music industry, and so I started off at the Source magazine. Yeah. Sometimes I feel like I ramble on so much.
No. That's not interesting, bro. That's an awesome story.
Yeah, it's cool.
Yeah.
But that's just me from me being ambitious and like thinking like, okay.
This is how the story of you, as you now. Man.
Yeah.
We're gonna get to like going in as a producer, man. Like just nurturing artists, man. Like fucking creating.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, but we're still going on with the story. Nah, but it's building bricks, man. We got all the time.
Yeah, it is.
We got all the time in the world. I like it. Yeah. Yeah, man. That's
what about you? I don't know. I know there's not an interview about you, but.
What do you mean?
Like,
I don't know. It's
like what were you doing in 2009, 2010?
2009, I was in school. I was in high school. It was around like 2011, like around like that time. I was in like Union City.
Okay.
And what's it called? I was just like working at a restaurant and fucking coming off of college, and I was working college, and I had interviewed for. It was weird because I was an intern for Ty Fife. Shout out to Ty Fife. He did a bunch of like beats. He did beats for Jay-Z.
Fire.
He did like he'd do like Jadakiss, Cameron, Raekwon, 50 Cent. You know what I mean? He was just like a go-to producer. Like,
okay, fire.
The Rock, Just Fire.
No.
Fucking
if I heard it, I probably wouldn't.
No, I think I said it. Not this place. Fucking, he did For the Fam. What was the other one? He did Cameron's fucking. He did like Cameron's like Purple Haze like album.
Okay.
Fucking a bunch of stuff. Yeah, I was working for him, and it was just like that particular time was just like, you know what I mean? It was like it was just a very simple.
And what was your role as an intern?
I did a lot of photography. And I knew Logic very well. I was making beats.
Okay, fire.
And
you don't make beats no more?
I don't want to sit in front of a computer more than I really have to.
I hear you.
Not even that. It's like I like jamming. I've Prototype got me back into making music.
Okay.
Like I knew how to make beats, and it's very different from like I'm in the setting of my own home with an MPD and I'm just like running it through, like I'm downloading a YouTube video, cutting it up, and then running it through like the sampler, and then fucking chopping shit up. I miss that process because I could chop up samples. Like there's not a lot of I want like live chopping and a lot of the things, but it's like I don't want to interact with the computer. I don't want to be on like Fruity Loops or like Logic. And the one way you can do it is load up an SP. But I actually, that's when my style started getting weird. Like when I moved to LA, I wanted to reduce my style to something like, I don't know. I ditched all the shit, but the problem was like I was just like this broke 21-year-old fucking living in LA, and I only had an SP, so I have a whole tape with the SP, but it's just the exporting and the recording of it always been like I don't know, but it's also like very rough beats.
Okay.
Like you can't really quantize, you can't edit the way you can on it. It's just this is the power of this sample, and I can either flip and I can do whatever.
Yeah.
But it's very hard to layer. It's more of a thing where if you want a loop running, and fucking say you added some drums, it'd be fucking fire, bro. But it's the sampling process of it is pretty tedious. You can't really cut up you can't really cut it with a mouse.
Yeah.
This is the MP3 file. Send the MP3 file to the pads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, but I don't want something that has to be like corded like MIDI.
Oh, okay, I get it.
I don't know.
No, I completely understand.
I like the MPCs. The MPCs make sense, but I don't want to learn another whole thing.
Yeah.
I just want to fucking just cut samples. Like,
Yeah.
I want to take it. Yeah, but it's whatever.
I respect that. I think that's what I'm missing. Because right now, I'm heavy in producing right now. Heavy, bro. Like, I'm producing not just beats, but songs. Like, I'm producing whole songs with songwriters and stuff, so. And it's pretty amazing, but I really feel like I'm missing out because I don't play an instrument at a experience level. I play at a very beginner, somewhat intermediate level. And that just all comes from practice, just like, you know what I mean? You just keep doing it. But I do envy, experienced instrument players. And I feel like if I can, once I get... You see how I changed my terms? Like, so now I'm going to say once I get to that level, I know the game's going to change for me. But yeah, I hear you what you're saying, like, on the whole NPC stuff. That's tough. That's fucking...
You know what I've learned with music being here is that, one, I haven't played music in, like, 10 years. It wasn't like a fucking like, oh, I'm never playing music again, like, you know what I mean, type of shit. I was at one point I like identified like I'm gonna be a producer, like I want to be a music producer.
Yeah. And
it was like I moved to LA, and I fucking but then I was trying to like explore style, but I wasn't really like getting up. It's like the best part of playing music is talking to people. Is the energy of like the band, because you have to be all in sync with each other, and like, you know what I mean? It's that, and I'm still a novice. I'm not a good like I started with the keyboard, and then my brother, he got me a Roland fan, and it was this, like this, and he had a really nice keyboard, and it had like the sequencer was all in it, fucking but you couldn't really make a full beat with it. It's more like a fucking, here's my loop, like you're just recording like melodies. I learned how to play keyboard. But now I don't know how to play the bass, but I just fucking figure it out.
Okay.
And you develop, you're not a guitar player particularly, but you approach it with like, I have somewhat of a fucking understanding of it. I can understand pitch because of the piano.
Yeah.
And when you fucking get that pitch and you bring it over to the guitar is just to figure out with the drums, man. Like the bass and the bass and like drums is like we're waiting like and then the fucking drummer picks up, or like, and once that starts syncing, you know what I mean? Like, but my knowledge of the drums is like very because I only had a drum pad. Like I only had the fucking the thing, so I'm like. And you can layer it. To do it all at once is like is the actual like it's just but it's I guess muscle memory.
Yeah.
But I'm getting better at the drums. I'm definitely getting better at bass.
Okay.
But it's going in, and even though you don't know how to play the instrument, is approaching it. I interviewed skateboarders yesterday. Shout out to Caps Crew. And fucking the way these people are learning, that's why I admire skateboarding like a lot, is you gotta get up after every time you fuck up your leg, you know what I mean? It's like, and you're just gonna get the trick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Keep going.
Yeah.
Just keep doing. Drums are cool, and drums up. Shouts to Bergen Community College, because I took music business for my associates, but you get to choose electives, and one of the electives was an instrument. So I got to learn. I learned how to play drums as an elective for 6 months. So I got a grade for learning how to play something, which is insane. I never thought you could do that.
I'm doing that now, man. I'm actually,
for school?
I'm in college now, and it's really good this run of college because one, I'm like a lot older.
Yeah.
I'm not like, oh no, I need the bachelor's degree. Like I'm doing it for like fun.
Yeah.
And when you really do it for fun, that's when you really enjoy it. You know what I mean?
I give it up to you, bro. School is not my thing, man.
I only go for painting. It's done.
Oh, yes.
It's you going in. I'm like, if it was like I was only doing drums.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, I got a solo due on Thursday. You know what I mean? Like, I went to culinary school when I was like working in a restaurant, and it was weird. It was a technical college, like up.
Okay.
Up in North Bergen, man. And I would do business school. Business school was like real school, where it was like, you know what I mean? Fucking write a paper, da da da. Like, culinary school, like. I was just a waiter, but I wanted to just go into management and like be able to understand like the back of the house.
Yeah.
And the exams they give you in that shit is crazy, bro. It was like
restaurants is the business world of restaurants is insane.
Yeah.
It's insane. I just watched Anthony Bourdain's video documentary.
But the Roadrunner.
Roadrunner. Great documentary, and just explains. And I didn't know that I wasn't aware of his beginning and how he came out and everything. How he wrote he's from Jersey, Leon, Bergen County, but I wasn't aware of the fact that he wrote a book of like it was like a tell-all book.
Oh, you never read Kitchen Confidential?
No.
That's the reason I actually I went to the school.
Oh, okay.
Because like I was reading and you fall in love with it, bro. Because you fall in love with the culture. That was the episode.
The culture
culture of the kitchen is fucking bar none.
And I think the culture is 90% Mexican or Central American.
Ecuadorians, man.
90% immigrant, 10% fucking home team.
Dominican, Mexican.
But the kitchen culture is just insane, bro. It's insane, and you learn a lot. You learn a lot of machismo, a lot of fucking. It's not women safe, I would say. You know, I give it up to any woman who works in the back of the house, in the kitchen. Is the couch on fire? No, something fell off. But yeah, the kitchen culture is crazy, bro. Fucking crazy. Learn mad shit, mad fucking, just shit that. Man, if it was known in the. Like, it's pretty absurd. Obscured, is that the word?
Absurd.
Absurd.
Yeah.
Yeah, and not in a good way, and not so much in a bad way, but some dirty shit in there. There's some dirty shit in the kitchen. Like
I was called the sand N-word. Serious.
You've been called a Sigga?
Yeah.
They called you a Sigga?
Yeah. And I called my boss. I called the chef Spaghetti Dick.
Spaghetti Dick?
Yeah, because he was this fucking Italian guy. It was insane, bro. It was strange because when I was in school, like I wanted to be a cook when I was younger here.
Uh-huh.
And then when I got older, like, you know, I went to school, but I never actually worked in the back of the house because just bartenders just made more money.
Of course.
So when I came back, my buddy offered me a job. He was like, "Yo, I'll train you as like my sous chef," and I hadn't cooked. And I came back, and the people that I was working the job at, it was the same restaurant like 10 years later, were people that were still there, bro. There's the hotel, Sheridan and Weehawken.
Yeah, a lot of those were, yeah.
It's just they were like, but to the meditation and the repetitiveness of like,
doing the same shit over and over, cooking the same shit over and over.
No, I mean, like, you know, sometimes you'll get some creativity, but the repetitive, it's a beautiful, like, but it's the culture and the dance and the people and all of it. The dance of the actual line was like, when you watch the fucking the Bourdain doc and you read Kitchen Confidential is so beautiful, bro.
Yeah, and I didn't know they made a TV show off of it. Oh, it was only
you never watched No Reservations?
One season of it. It was like one season.
No Reservations, and a cook's tour I think was one season, and then it went to No Reservations, and then it was like The Layover. He just kept getting the same fucking good ass job of yo Tony, we're gonna send you to Italy and give you the best fucking food of like all time, staying the best, like, you know. Awesome.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But
Yeah, I don't even know how we got. I thought we were talking about schools and shit.
Yeah, but it was
But if I had to do it again, I don't know. A lot of people say no because I was meant to be where I am today. But I honestly believe, like, if I was not ignorant enough, and went back to school, I was really good at baseball. Like, baseball was I slept, ate baseball. Baseball was my shit. Like, I just dominated it, and I liked the attention I was getting from it, you know what I mean, especially from like elders and stuff. And I would try out for other like state teams. Like, when you get good at a level, people approach you to join other teams that are kind of quote unquote elite.
yeah.
And I would try out and I would make them, bro, because it was just like, and mind you, there's like 100 kids at the tryout, bro, and they're only picking 18 kids, and then only 9 play.
Yeah.
And I make the 18, and then I also make as a starter.
Yeah.
So it's like, this is not a mistake. You know what I mean? It's not
You
like
still play?
I play not much. I've gained a lot of weight since during that time, but I still think I'm young enough to want to get back into it. So I would put it as a goal for next year.
Right.
I did play some softball, like, co-ed softball, just to keep the engines loose, but it's not the same as hardball. Hardball is, and I was a catcher too, so I just like the action.
Is it the thrill of the game?
Catching is a lot of thrill because you're number one, you're behind the plate, so you're always catching the ball, you're always catching the pitch, no matter what pitcher it is. The pitcher changes, but you're always still there, and very dominant position, like very dominant. Like, I think most catchers in the planet, whoever played catcher position, is always a dominant person. That's in life, sexual
Really?
activities. Like, if I found out there was a catcher and he was submissive, then I would do a university science experiment around that guy, because you have to be very dominant.
Really?
You have to be a dominant person because you kind of control the game in a sense of, like, you're telling the pitcher what to throw. You're also catching the ball,
signaling
and stuff like that. But also, when you catch the ball, you're in control of once the pitcher throws the ball is live. So when you catch it, and like runners, they try to steal a base. The beauty of able to catch somebody running from within 2 seconds is the high is like nothing, bro. And so and it's crazy because someone's trying to take something from you and you get them.
Yeah.
Like, the guy's literally
feeling.
It's the feeling of catching somebody that try to get something from you.
Yeah.
But we're talking baseball. Yeah. But at the same time, it kind of implements the same reality of, like, bitch, I got your ass. Yeah. You try to play me. Yeah. Thinking that you can go to second base and nothing's gonna happen to you, but fucking bitch, you out. And that feeling is amazing, bro. Yeah. That was an amazing feeling. Amazing. And then yeah, man, so baseball was very big. I was very big into baseball, so I would go back to junior college and stuff like that. But now, as I have a kid, he's heavy into soccer now, so, like, and I'm starting him young. I mean, I got him in an academy, and this academy is like world renowned to the point where, like, 80% of their alumni go pro. You know what I'm saying? And they've been around for like 7 years. And already a few kids already on the U.S. national team, on like the U.S. national team that goes to the World Cup. Mm-hmm. Every country in the world that has a soccer program have younger versions of that team. So there's the one that goes to the World Cup is called the senior national team. But then they have like U21, U20, U18, U16. So they have like 16-year-old versions of these teams all around the world. So there's World Cups of different ages. I don't know if you knew that. Like, there's a World Cup for age 21 and under. You know what I'm saying? But if you're so fucking good, like Messi or Mbappe, who plays for France, he was 18. Yeah. Messi was 19, playing for the senior team. That's just you're insanely talented. You're so fucking good that older men, older than you, can't keep up. So they throw you into that team. But then there's kids that are really fucking good, but they're only good around other kids around their age, so they keep them on that team and they develop them. It's all about development, all developing, which is like where we're at right now, which brings us full circle to where you asked earlier.
Wow.
How the development of my career began, which is the development of knowing now that I'm first generation and I've gone through my whole teens and 20s. I've now developed an understanding of, okay, if you love something, you have to commit 100% to it. And is there a benefit if you start younger? Yes, there are benefits, but also there's cons to it. You know what I'm saying? There's negatives to starting young. You lose your childhood, you lose your social life, which is very, relevant to anyone. I think even if you're antisocial, I just think you have to be social in some sense that help develop your character. So yeah, like you got to just start young and focus on that. And grades are definitely important because without the grades, schools really don't give a fuck about you. Even though schools know they make billions of dollars off of you, the only way for you to get into these schools or for them to really pay attention is if your grades are good. So. And also, like, if you're not doing good in something, you still have opportunities to get there, but you have to take an alternative route. So, therefore, I was getting told, hey, go to junior college, and you can come play with the big boys. But I was like, nah, fuck y'all. Y'all don't want me. I'm going to go to who wants me. And who really wanted me was these D2 schools, D3 schools. I was trying to get to City College of New York, and I got a tour and everything, bro. You get a whole tour. During your senior year of high school, you make an appointment with the coach, and usually academic kids, they go and get a tour from other students. But I was a athlete, so my tours are different. You get toured through the eyes of a college athlete. So you're getting shown the stadium, you're getting shown the locker rooms, you're getting shown the dorms where all the athletes stay at. You're getting shown this and what kind of activities and stuff like that, etc. So it's a little different experience, and I never experienced an academic thing. Everything has always been with sports attached or music attached. It's never just a normal motherfucker who wants to do something. It's always some sort of with the arts or athletics. That's where it is.
What's it feel like now seeing like your son like enter these?
I know that he needs a very heavy support group.
Yeah.
He needs a heavy support system because
You've lived it at this point and you want the best.
Yeah, and I didn't really have a great support system from my parents because they're, again, immigrants, and they think that the dream of making money from playing a sport or playing an instrument or singing is like, like that's nothing. Like, what something is being a lawyer or being a doctor or a plumber, because they make a guaranteed $400,000 a year. I don't want to fucking deal with shit, literally. Like, and you know what I'm saying? Like, and I think as a first generation, I'm living through chasing my dreams with the fact that the reality is you got to do side jobs. You got to work a job where, you're going to have trouble scheduling yourself because you want to go to this gig but you can't go to this gig because no one wants to cover your shift, but if you don't go to this gig you might not meet somebody who's going to help your career. All that element of stress of living dreams is my experience, and they didn't really get to experience that. All they experience is work this time to this time, save some of the money, put some money on the side, and that money's gonna build up to where that we could buy a house. Nah, that don't exist for me.
You have to be free.
My existence is, and what I've been taught as living as an American, is chase your dreams, bro. You're in the country where you can do that, but it's like you're still being penalized for doing it as well. So it's and it's also learning how to have the discipline to not listen to that. Because a lot of motherfuckers succumb.
It adds to the imposter syndrome of it.
Yes. Yes, and it is. Like everybody. But the imposter syndrome comes from us having people in our lives telling us that we shouldn't be doing this shit. When I'm pretty sure the people who I have who are being told they should do this shit,
Yeah.
and have parents who are behind them and they're at the auditions,
Yeah.
or they're at the fucking like, taking them to the academy instead of the local recreation sports team. You know, though they don't have imposter syndrome.
Yeah.
They do think they are supposed to be there.
Yeah, like,
so like. Yeah, that's the difference now, bro. Like,
it's the same thing as approaching like the instruments, bro. Is that when you feel like you're not like technically savvy in something, and it gives you and you lose this confidence when you just go in with the confidence of it, and you becomes. There's a like a Tibetan. I don't know actually.
Shouts to Tibet.
Shouts out to Tibet.
I
I'm not
love drink champs.
Take a
Hold on, I forgot I'm
not taking a stance. No, that's
Hold on, I forgot we were doing a podcast.
You saw John Cena doing
and I want to like make some noise for Tibet.
Yeah, make some noise.
Drink champs.
You ever see John Cena apologize in Chinese?
Yes, I saw that. That was very random.
Fucking, he's like,
and very fluent, bro.
I'm sorry if that's
very fluent. I need to find out how.
Because he's the most recognizable. Like The Rock is like, I guess. Me and my buddy were talking about who's more famous, The Rock or Snoop Dogg, and everybody says The Rock, and The Rock is a wrestler, bro.
Yeah, I know.
But then he transitioned to acting.
Yeah.
And he's just been like, you know. John Cena is kind of the same. And like, if in order for anybody to survive in the movie business, you kind of
have to learn other languages.
No, it's
you gotta learn Tibetan.
No, he's just Chinese people. For a lot of Chinese people watching, bro.
Yeah, it's like 2 billion, right?
Yeah, but it's
a lot of fucking people, bro.
Yeah, but as a world figure, bro, like, I feel that. Which is crazy because John Cena knows more languages than like
I would love to know the stories of him learning these languages.
What's that?
I would love to learn the stories of how he came to learning that. Like, was he forced or anything? But
he's just sitting. He studies every Tuesday, like just or if he's like he's using like a Chinese like translator app, like, and he's just a really good actor. Like, he can get like the monologue, blah blah blah.
Yeah, Chinese is crazy. I subscribe to this kid on YouTube. He's a white boy, but he knows like 20 languages. And then he goes to like these languages areas. So like he'll go to like a Chinese restaurant or go to the nail salon, and he knows what they're fucking saying out to him. And then at the end, he starts talking to them in their language, and they're like, what the fuck? Like, how'd you... And he'll end up getting free shit because the people are so appreciative of the fact that he knows their language. They like, yeah, no, you know what? Have it. Please have it. You made my day. Like, knowing this white guy fucking knows how to speak fucking Turkish. You know what I mean? So, yeah. So, yeah, just being supportive. Being fucking supportive as fuck. And I was asked that before, and like, I was like, they were like, what if your son wants to be a ballerina? I was like, well, then I'm going to support him to be the best fucking ballerina in the fucking world, bro. Yeah, bro. What is the fucking Michael Jackson ballerina? Find that motherfucker. YouTube him.
Put the Bad Bunny image in the studio.
Yeah, and fucking be fucking that version of him. Let's get to that point. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, like, Bad Bunny. You know how many fucking artists are going to emerge within the next 10 years just from the phenomenon of Bad Bunny? Like, it's crazy, bro. The Bad Bunny is a result of the reggaeton wave of when I started DJing.
And now
the
artist
that kid Benito, who is Bad Bunny, his name is Benito. That kid Benito grew up with that culture, that music, and by the time he was 18, 19, which is now our time, he's Bad Bunny. So it's like, yeah, man, everything is so impactful. Everything is so...
It's weird, and it's weird how the music becomes like a fertile, like, land. You understand? Like Bad Bunny is the tree that grew from the soil that was like the soil of the
fresh soil.
Culture. Yeah, culture.
Fresh soil culture. That's a nice way to put it, bro.
Yeah, it's culture, and he's from he's the tree that grew in the soil of those things.
Yeah, and now imagine all the trees that are gonna get planted, all the branches that are gonna be coming off from that tree, from Bad Bunny's tree. You know what I'm saying? Like, and it's showing right now, little by little.
Oh yeah, so you see how the paradigm shifts. I think that's
It's
what
crazy.
I think that's what it's called, is a paradigm shift, where they bring it shifts the sound. It shifts, like, I think that would be like 808s, because like 808s kind of birthed Drake. I feel like that's why Kanye.
I
is
think so.
Fucking, like,
I would say so.
no, I think
I remember. You remember the first time you heard Drake? I never forget the first time I heard Drake. I can see it in my fucking head right
two
now.
of the beats were.
I was in sex education class.
Yeah.
And shouts to Nelson. He was sitting in front of me. He was a heavy J.R. Ryder fan.
Yeah.
Remember J.R. Ryder?
J.R. Ryder.
I still fuck with J.R. Ryder. Heavy J.R. Ryder fan. A huge Dilla fan.
Yeah.
But I was very into like Eminem. Like I'm a Spanish kid from immigrant parents, and you know what I'm gonna like is being commercially shown. So I was very into commercial stuff.
Yeah.
But then once I got into 6th grade, I got into BET and I got into 106 in Park.
Yeah.
And it opened up a whole fucking door of like Dipset and fucking Jaquan and fucking Lil Scrappy and Lil Flip and fucking Outkast and all that shit, right? And then fucking I forgot what I was talking about before I got to that. I really forgot.
Lil Flip.
Before all of that, why did I get into that? Fuck, yo, I forgot. Damn, B.
Tell me about the birth of One Mic, yo.
One
like
Mic Day?
Yeah, One Mic Day. Like the One Mic. Actually, you had a great origin story for the name One Day.
One day it was that my first DJ name was Eric Kidd, and then because I was a big Jason Kidd fan, I love Jason Kidd. Like as a basketball player,
Yeah.
I just love Jason Kidd, and he's actually my top 3 favorite basketball players. And then so I was like, I'm gonna name myself as great as this guy, and his last name is Kidd, so I'm gonna call myself Eric Kidd. But then as I got more and more gigs and started meeting more DJs, I started noticing that the Kid was a thing in the DJ world. Like a lot of people were naming themselves KID or Kid Capri or Kid something, and then I got older and I was like, I'm like 22. I'm like, but I'm not a kid anymore, so what? I gotta change my name.
Yeah.
So then,
I'm not
but
a kid anymore. I was 22. I was like, I'm not a kid
yeah, like
anymore.
imagine being 35 and like you still get called Eric Kidd. Like,
good job, boy.
I'm pretty sure Kid Capri has thought about that too. Like,
great job, Eric.
great job, kid. Like, you don't want to be called the kid at 35.
Yeah. My uncle is 65, still DJing. Actually, I think
Fire.
older, but he's
respect
DJ
those.
Teen Angel, bro. He's
Teen Angel?
He brings vinyl and DJs vinyl.
Man, as much as I appreciate that, I'm glad I did not
bro,
fucking.
that shit.
And we take a lot of shit from him for that, but that's not my fault.
Nah, bro.
It's not my fault. But
That's
anyway,
just technology, baby.
That's not
I
my
know
fault.
there's like an analog.
like you can be
warmth
mad all you want, but
to
it's
it.
not my fault.
He's just an old dude. Like,
Yeah.
that guy's not gonna fucking.
Like, do you want to drive a car with your feet pushing it, or you want to drive it with your feet inside with the engine in?
Shout out to the Flintstones.
Exactly.
Like,
Yeah, I keep forgetting where our points are. I'm
anyway,
sorry.
now what? So you went from GJ.
Oh, DJ Eric Kidd to One Day. So then, yeah, and then at that time, I was very popular on Twitter. I was like, Twitter had just been popping out, and like I would always like, I was kind of very motivational, not as much as before, but back then I was very motivational. Like I would write like little tweets, like motivational tweets, because I was into sports and shit. So everything was just motivation, and I would always end it with One Day. So then when I would go to these parties, these college parties, it was mostly college parties, they would like yell out One Day, and they were like, I saw your tweet, yo, One Day here. And then the song, like every time I would just always hear One Day, and I thought it was cool when they yelled it out because it sounded like a name, like yo, One Day, like. And then but I knew that they were talking about these tweets that I were putting out. So then I remember I was driving down to a gig on West Side Highway, and I was like, I'm changing my fucking name. I can't be Eric Kidd anymore.
Not a kid anymore.
And then there was also a guy named DJ Kidd, just DJ Kidd, and he was making some noise at that time.
Yeah.
And I was like, I can't. Like, I can't. I just.
You have to have
I need to
your
have
own
my
identity.
own shit, like something that nobody has.
Yeah.
And then I remember I had wrote a tweet that day ending with the One Day. I was like, you know what? What if I just go One Day, like just DJ One Day. Yeah, that sounds dope. Then stuck with it. I just fucking stuck with it. And now fucking everybody calls me, mostly everybody in the music, everybody I know through a music connection calls me One Day, which is pretty cool. And I think it makes me my own, gives me my own image, my own fucking...
Your own vibe, man.
Yeah. So One Day happened, and then One Mic Day started 2019, a year before the fucking pandemic. And One Mic Day has definitely changed my life. On the come up of DJing, I was doing a lot of gigs and also being involved with the Source magazine, and then getting involved with a blog called KillerHipHop.com, which was like one of the first hip hop sites to ever publish hip hop lyrics. So like if a new Drake song came out, the lyrics
were the lyrics fast,
and nobody was doing that. And Genius
fucking innovated like a motherfucker.
Genius took it to another level by being able to have subscribers give their own meaning of what the lyric mean, and then have some artists as verified come and actually give an explanation on it. But just through the thing, they weren't doing videos. Videos was not a thing, but they blew us out the water of that. But Killer Hip Hop opened the doors for me to meet other people in the music industry and make connections. Like I interviewed Jhené Aiko and Kendrick Lamar when they first came out, and fucking Immortal Technique and 50 Cent and fucking who else we did? I'm blanking out. And then One Mic Day at that time, that's when I'm involved with artists, because artists, up and coming artists, wanted to connect with me because they knew that I was at the Source, and they also knew I was working with Killer Hip Hop, which was just a cool blog. I knew the blog was making noise when one day I walked into Bergen Community College, and there was like a computer lab where you can rent computer for a certain amount of time. And I walk into the computer lab, and as soon as I walk, I look to my left, and there's two people and two different computers looking through lyrics through killerhiphop.com. And I said, oh shit, the fucking blog I work for is really popular. Like, I didn't know these people. And they were on the website that I work for.
Looking for the lyrics.
So I wanted to say that as context to like why artists were trying to were fucking with me, and like they wanted to get to know me, and like we were, I would do interviews and shit like that. That's when I started doing podcasts, and I had my own radio show. I still had a radio show called The Eric Kiss Show, and then in the middle of doing the radio show, I changed it, and then it changed to the One Day Show. And then I started getting involved with some people who were like very heavy into putting on shows for up and coming artists. This is like 2012, 2013. Damn. But I was always the DJ for these shows.
Bro.
Yeah, bro.
It's fucking
non-stop, bro. Just trying to figure it out, like trying to become
this is all
the same element of being the best baseball.
Crazy,
yeah, the same time of
this man hits a bat, interviews like this.
The same time
the fucking goes in, starts DJing at night. Dude, what? That's fucking crazy.
The baseball ended like at 2011, and then baseball ended when I got the internship for the Source magazine. Because I had just I tried out for an all-star team for the summer, and then I made it. But the coach was like, he knew I was. I told the coach, listen, I'm getting involved in the music business, and he was like, well, you gotta let me know, because I don't play no games, so you can't miss anything. And it was literally like, do I continue playing baseball, knowing that I'm redshirted at college, and I can't play at college until next year, and I'm only gonna play summer baseball, or should I just fucking focus on music? Develop my DJ craft, and take this internship at the Source magazine. And I said, fuck it, I'm gonna just do the Source magazine thing.
And these choices are what
I was really at that crossroad. It was either do this and then figure it out to me at that time, I felt like it was so much harder to deal with the baseball. Baseball was a little bit more harder to deal with, I think. And I felt like music wasn't that easier, but it was more doable. To where I could take it to a level where I'm still hoping to get to. You know what I'm saying? So one my day comes from the experience of doing all these showcases in Lower East Manhattan and the Bronx. Then I got involved with some people and I did some traveling. Did some shows in Ohio. Did some shows in Georgia. Some shows in Toronto. Cause of Killer Hip Hop, I went to LA. Met some people out in LA. Did some studio time out there. And at the time, I'm sprinkled in a little production. Like I'm learning Fruity Loops at the time. But I'm still DJing, etc. And I'm doing these DJ events, Then at like 2015, my son is born, and I kind of like slowed down a little bit, but I still didn't give up because DJing was still my, like, I was making good money. I've developed a rapport and like got clients, and then, you know, made a name for myself locally that, you know, I'm one of the dope DJs out there, like, and rightfully so, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Then I was like, you know what?
Shout out to the ops.
Make some noise for the ops, bro. Make some noise for the ops.
Make some noise for the ops. I just established my name with the DJs.
No, for real, I had to. And
shit.
And then I was like, you know what? I always loved putting on. I never got to put on people that I knew. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was always DJing these other events for other people that put shows together, but I never got into putting shows together. Yeah. In 2019, shout out to my girl. She connected me with the bar that I started working at out of 512. Shout out to Eli. Shout out to my guy Frankie. And then, you know, I told my girl, I said, yo, I need help to do this. I can't do this alone. So shouts to my baby Madi. She helped me out. She fucking was my backbone to the whole operation. And she was the backbone, but I executed a lot. You know what I mean? Because there was a lot of planning, but someone had to execute it. So I took the role of like, all right, I'm gonna execute what needs to get done so that this show can exist. Creating the label, the one mic day, it's literally, I was just like, literally I wanted to do an open mic. So the first show was an open mic. So it kind of is like an entendre, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word.
Double entendre.
But like, it's just like a one mic day. So it's like one day, but one mic day, one open mic. You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, but then the open mic idea died after the first show because like open mics was just too much. You know what I mean? It's a lot of hit or misses. And I was like, I want to develop a show where the quality of the artists are so good that people will come back just because they know there's going to be fire artists tonight. Because if you do an open mic, you might have one good artist, then you have two trash artists. No disrespect, but it's like, you know, you're not ready to hit the stage. And I wanted
it's fucking it's
but I wanted to
ground,
but I wanted to add a little element to like, you know,
going
people
in a different audience.
Like, hey, if I'm getting on one mic day stage, I know it's gonna. There's a lot of respect towards that stage. Because all these other great artists have been on it too.
So you're in more.
So like, I'm getting invited to go on at a point.
You're at not a filtration, but you're like the A&R kind of like.
Yeah.
Like, yo, I'm bringing out my ear and my time of fucking.
Bro, I've been offered money. Never took a dime. I swear, everything I love. Never took a dime from any artist to perform ever, ever. To the opposite, bro. The first season of the show, it was free. The whole show was free. I just had a great deal with the bartenders, with the bar, and like, hey, make some money for us at the bar. We'll give you a cut. We don't want any money. We don't have to. So all right, bet I'm gonna do the show free. Because I used to hate it when I wanted to go to the show, and I still hate it when I gotta go to the show and I gotta drop $15-$20 and I'm broke. I'm a kid. You know what I'm saying? I'm a teenager. I got a side job. I'm working at a restaurant. I'm working at a restaurant. You know what I mean? And then I got into Uber and stuff like that.
But
shouts to Uber, bro. Without Uber, woo,
hold it down.
I don't think a lot of the shit I'm able to do would not be able to get done without Uber. So as much as people talk shit about it,
it is
an amazing invention for the fucking creatives and for artists. It might be a little shitty, but it's
actors, man. Everybody doing
all of that.
It keeps everybody going.
That's the best way to put it. You're not supposed to get rich off of it. You're not really supposed to make money off of it either. Like, there's people who work full time, but to make money, they gotta drive 50 hours, bro. The most I'm clocking ever in a week is 25-30 hours, bro. Because Imagine driving 50 hours in a car, bro. That's a lot.
Some people love it, bro.
Some people do love it.
Some people love it. So
I fucking hate it. I hate driving. I can't wait till I don't ever have to drive again. Like, I can just hire a chauffeur. Like, I'm bougie. I'm a little bougie like that. But that's because I drove so much. Bro, I have like at least 25,000 hours of driving under my belt.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, like, I hate driving. So.
I wasn't a big fan of I love the distance that it's like, all right, we're in the middle of the woods and we're seeing the fucking the shit, but it was like the hour every single day to go to town. Man, it was so hard. I lived in Northern California. A lot of fucking hour every day. 20, 30, 45. I want a coffee. I gotta like car, go through the dirt road and make a fucking, you know what I mean, drive, you know what I mean, you're getting in your mode a little bit, checking your things, but you gotta get a coffee and you're just like sitting outside of a fucking, you know what I mean, it's just, you know, and then you gotta go to, it's just like an hour, 2 hours of driving.
Those are pros and cons of living out there.
A day. And then like, imagine if you had to like, I was just growing and like, I don't know, I was growing and, it was just so much. It was just so much, bro. To think that you had to go, but not all in NorCal, but like driving into town, going to work, driving back was just like, just too much, man. Just too much. I like. I actually really like transit here too.
Okay.
I like just taking the bus. I like getting track a lot.
I was just telling my girl though that said back in the day, if Shorty wasn't one bus ride away. Yeah. The relationship is not gonna happen.
Yeah.
You gotta be at least one bus, and if you was in the city, one bus, one train. That's it, max.
Yeah.
If I gotta transfer, it's over. Yeah. I have no interest. My attraction, your pussy whack, because you live far. Bitch, I'm not. You just one bus away, and there was the New Jersey Transit, fucking one of the best things out here, bro.
Yeah.
Because there's so many. It could take you almost anywhere. Compared to like the bus like in Miami or a bus in like more open area, it's kind of strange. But anyways, back to One Mic Day. So yeah, I kicked it off, and that's pretty much it. Just developed it, started doing videos. Yeah. I taught myself Premiere Pro, taught myself Photoshop. Because I had no money to pay somebody. I had no money for somebody. Only had enough money to pay someone to record, but not to edit it.
Yeah.
So I was like, I'll hit up a camera guy. I was like, how much is it to record? Yeah. It's like this. Okay, fine. I'll edit it. Yeah. Because I couldn't afford all the extra money. Yeah. So that's just the way I work. Like if I can't afford it, then I have to forcefully teach myself how to do it. Yeah. So I can save that money. So I've taught myself a lot of shit so I can make money. Yeah.
But look at how like far it's grown, man. It's like, but doing that, so you're learning Premiere Pro and like doing like that stuff, bro. You just produced a video for 07 of Shake.
Yes, and that was crazy, and that comes from that comes from the connection and network I built back when I was at the Source magazine. Yeah. From me making the decision, all right, I'm gonna focus on this music shit. And the relationships that I built from that time, I stay in contact, stay in development, stay, whatever is needed, favors or for favors, you know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And then you start, it shows you that the world is so fucking small. Mm-hmm. And everybody knows everybody, somehow, some way or another. And that landed on my lap. They were like, yo, here, we need to do this. But I know the only guy who can make this happen is you. I was like, okay, what I gotta do? You need this? We need that? Okay, I can get it all done. And then the product of that came out, which is great. I'm proud of that video. 2 million. I think it's at 2.5 right now. That's nice. That's pretty cool.
Well, it's going off, and it's only getting better, bro.
Yeah, man.
Quote Rashad Wright, getting better and better.
Yeah, man. Yeah. That's pretty much it.
So what's next?
What's next? A lot. Next right now is definitely the music. Cause after One Mic Day, after the pandemic, I brought One Mic Day back, and it was a good success coming back after the pandemic. But the love for it has tamed itself a little bit to a point where like I'm not interested in doing shows anymore at the moment, because from everything that I've done, doing shows is not lucrative unless you have sponsors. If there's no sponsors or big sponsors putting it on to the key of doing a show is to have a sponsorship to where then you can take the money and develop a full show production of the show, where you have different camera angles, great audio quality, great lighting, packaging that up and putting on a great series on YouTube. But that costs money, that costs time, and unfortunately I don't have the resources of having a team where they're willing to do it at a cost of like get paid later. And I refuse to be that person to enforce that. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So that's still at the same time, I still got DJing going. I'm still DJing clubs. I'm still DJing different cities. I just DJed in Miami this year, DJed in Atlanta. I'm about to go DJ in Colombia during the New Year's.
Just got back from Basel.
Yeah, Art Basel was dope. And definitely going back to Art Basel next year. I'm bringing you with me.
Yeah, I'm down.
We're gonna talk about it. We'll talk about it. Figure this out. I want to start planning it by April, May. That's when you start planning it.
Right,
I noticed.
We out here.
Because by December is a lot. It's just, but I did it. They gave me a month to plan it, and I planned it, made it done, and happen in a month. Yeah. But I know with some time, it could be better. And more prepared, more people, etc. So
it's getting down to Miami, bro.
But that's shows that I will do, that I'm more interested on. I'm at a point now where like I would rather do a show in Miami or do a show in Atlanta or start taking shows on the road and start connecting, like a little kind of like, a tour promoter, a tour producer, you know what I'm saying? And I think that is really dope. I love that. I still have a crush on that. Yeah, that's like the best way I could say it. Like, I have this little crush on like still putting on shows. Yeah. But right now I'm really in love with music, like creating music with artists, and that's because of the product that I've created. I think is really good. I'm very proud of what I've made, and I love the reactions of how people feel when they hear the stuff that I made out of my fingers and shit and my computer clicking and stuff, and being in front of hours of computers and being hours in front of the program and learning new shit but it wasn't an accident, because like One Mic Day purposed that. So there were I have now a network of artists that fuck with me because they see that I could put on dope shows, and they see that I put on dope artists too. And 90% of the artists are from Jersey because I'm from Jersey. There's a 10% of artists that are from New York. But that's because I had a chunk of my time in New York. So there's a lot of artists that I still fuck with are from New York. But those artists from New York came to Jersey and performed in Jersey for the first time because of me. Yeah. So with that said, now I have tapped into an artist network where now that I have music, I can tap into them and like, yo, let's make some music now. Yeah. It's different when you're making shows and you're just putting on shows, and I think that's cool. But I think it's really cool when you put on a show and the artist that's performing is performing music that you made with them too.
Yeah, shit is nuts, bro.
Different feeling, and it's happened already. I've already experienced that, which is amazing. Alexander Noir, he performed like 2 songs of that I did with him last Friday. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, and that's such a cool feeling, and that's a new thing in my life right now, because I remember I'm just a DJ. I just been the guy in the back playing the music. Now I'm the guy literally in the back of the song. Like the song that the song is being played is I made it now. Yeah. And that's the level that I've been trying to reach for, I would say, the last 5 years. With the hurdle was me having to be a father and taking some downtime. But now I'm like, now that my son is at an age where he's like a junior independent now. Like he can independently take care of himself to a limit. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like I have to. It's not as different when you have to be a dad during the ages of like 1 through 5, where
It's very like, yo, don't eat that.
yeah, don't eat that. Like, don't do that. You can't do this. Da da da. But now, like, my son is like a Fortnite freak. Like,
Yeah.
I think he might be a gamer. Like, and I'm like now reaching out to esport leagues. I'm like, yo, I have a 7-year-old fucking phenom in my house. What do I do with him? I've literally emailed 2 different esports leagues and not responded to me. So if you're listening, fucking hit me back, bro. But this is what, you know what I'm saying? Like, now that I see him, my son is 7 years old and he's winning these games. And if you don't know how Fortnite works, bro, Fortnite, every game, there's 100 players in Fortnite. 100, okay? You don't have to kill all 100, but you have to be the last player standing.
Yeah.
And you win. My 7-year-old son is doing that. Like, he's being the last one. He's the winning guy. Anyways, long story.
Winning guy. This guy's winning.
So, like, now, you know what I mean? So, now I'm invested in him. Like, now I play with him. I'm like, okay, you want to play?
What kind of dad are you gonna be though, bro? Are you like?
I'm still very strict
though.
though.
Tiger Woods dad, where he's like, I'm gonna fucking jingle my keys and shit. When
That's
you have to putt,
nah,
so you fucking
I'm a little bit of a Serena Williams.
Messiah.
I'm like a little bit of the Serena Williams dad. A little bit of him.
I gotta see that.
Oh, you gotta see it because he was very disciplined, but he was disciplined to a point of like not letting his girls have a social life much. But I want my son to have a social life. I want him to be out. I still want him to be normal.
Just want to let him.
But I also want him to be normal, but also be competing at a higher level than the average. You know what I'm saying? Because average, they just go to the local recreation department. They go to their local and I'm like, nah, fuck that. Where's the best team? They practice where? In Newark? I bet. We're going to drive out to Newark every time you have practice. You have practice, what, 3 times a week? All right, we're going to Newark 3 times a week so you can go to practice. Because we can. It's not like we can't. We can. And literally right now, I'm in a group chat with all the parents that in the soccer team. And they're trying to start another practice day. Another practice. But that means more money. And I'm like, fuck y'all. I'm not spending more money. But, you know what I'm saying?
You want the kid to be fucking...
Because those parents, they're not really chasing their dreams. Not that I know of. They're working a 9 to 5 and make this money. I'm still trying to chase my dreams and chase my son's dreams with him. You know what I'm saying? Shit's different, bro.
It's crazy.
Shit's different over here. And at the same time, I'm dropping new music. This year, I made this banging ass Jersey Club song, bro. I really, really feel like it's gonna explode on TikTok.
Word.
I swear to God, bro. If it don't, then something's wrong. But if it does, don't be surprised, man. I'm telling you, bro. And the guy who I did the song with got like 50,000 followers on fucking Instagram. Organic, like he's killing it. Shouts to TY. Alexander wrote it. I fucking produced that whole bitch by myself. Because nowadays, producers, they produce it, but then they got like 4 other motherfuckers. Nah. By my fucking self. But yeah, anyways. And shouts to Star Cloud, which is the studio I'm a part of. And we make shit happen.
Word. All right.
I don't know where else to go.
I don't know. I guess we'll cut it at that, bro.
We'll do a part 2.
Recorded here live at Phenotype Stages, Prototype Patterson, New Jersey.
Shouts to Prototype.
Shouts out to
because
Prototype.
We've done a few One Mic Day shows here, and it's amazing. Shouts to Alex. Shouts to the whole crew. Shouts to everybody at Prototype. And shouts to you, Matt. Thank you for being such a great guy. And
thank you for being an amazing guest, man.
No, your energy is always just so warm.
Thank you.
That's the best way to put it.
Where?
Yeah, very warm energy, and it's really good energy. And shouts to you, shouts to the Afternoon FM, and we lit.
That's it, guys.
Stay black.
Stay black.